Okay, this is a PGA Tour swing. Can't tell you exactly who it is because I'm not sure. But we got the bones feature. All these dots are different segments on the body. So what I did is draw a horizontal line through the hip joints, which there's a hip joint, there's a hip joint. Try to make that level to the floor. Then mark the right shoulder, left shoulder joint. Then just kind of connected them to show the obvious tilt angle in the shoulders, but if you look at the spine, it's pretty doggone vertical at address. Okay. For some of us, we need to notice the ball position for these guys is pretty far forward compared to what we might do. But anyway, it's P1 address when we get this player to P2 or shaft first parallel to the ground, which is about here. We're going to see left shoulder's already dropped some amount as it's obviously worked to his right. Left hip has started to lower just a little bit as well. Okay. Get the lead arm parallel, P3. Left hip has dropped, left shoulder's dropped a little bit more. Top of swing. Besides looking at the left hip is lower than the right, and the left shoulder is obviously much lower than the right. We may also look at the right arm structure. We can see a lot of the bicep. So this player is not using a great deal of right elbow bend at the top. But anyway, we're just kind of looking at what the joints do, the hip joints and the shoulders. Okay. So then when he goes in transition, you'll see the pelvis does move forward, and then the hips are going to start to level out when the butt in the club's about waist high. Also notice this is the left shoulder joint here. It's still low. And so by the time he gets to P6 roughly, we'll see now the right hip's still lower than the left, or it's actually lower than the left. Right shoulder's getting lower than the left. And then somewhere around here would be impact. If we can get this to scroll properly. Maybe, come on. Roughly there, okay. Left hip's higher than the right. Left shoulder's higher than the right. So too much flatness in the turn creates some real inconsistencies in how the club has to move. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of clarity on what a good player's joints do in the hips and the shoulders. To kind of give you a little bit of feel when you practice. So for some of us, we may have to feel like the left hip drops in the backswing, which helps the left shoulder to drop, especially if we're turning too flat. And then in transition, we're going to feel like as the arms lower, that we don't, and this is not speaking to everyone, but I know for some of us, when we transition, we actually start to pop the left shoulder up really high and the left hip up really soon, and these players are actually keeping those joints low longer as they lower the arms to this delivery position, which is approximately here. And then that's when those body segments start to shoot up in the air. And it's not dramatic, but that's kind of some ideas for you to at least watch and think about.